Hello, Jaguar students. It's your friendly neighborhood math teacher, Mr. Allred, and I would like to welcome you to Unit 4, mini lesson number 1 on the percent proportion. In this Math 7 plus class, we're going to move through this percent unit a little bit quickly. So we're going to skip a couple things that my Math 7 class is doing, and you're going to need to keep up, okay? Today we're going to talk about what percentages are and how to use proportions to solve percent word problems. And then later down the line in the unit, we'll start talking about tax and tip and commission and interest rates and some things that are definitely real world to you. Everybody likes money, and we'll talk a lot about money in this unit. Kids usually like this unit because kids like money. So here we go. This is your first entry in your brand new Unit 4 table of contents. This is Unit 4 mini lesson number 1 on the percent proportion. And tomorrow's date when we'll do this in class is November 15th, 2017. All right. As your friendly neighborhood math teacher, I can ask you to tell Edpuzzle what you remember about percentages from 6th grade. So tell Edpuzzle what you remember from last year. That's right. Percentages are out of 100. Whenever you see a percent, okay, percentages are always out of 100. So we can use a ratio and a proportion to represent these percent word problems. Okay, since percentages are out of 100, we're always going to compare the part to the whole because percentages like 25% represents 25 out of 100. Okay, so if I had a question that said, hey, 25% of 20 is 5, I could prove that by showing you, hey, 25 out of 100 would represent 25% since percent is out of 100. That's what the percent sign means. So 25 out of 100 is equal to x over 20. Okay, 20 is the whole. And if I cross multiply, 25 times 20 is 500, and 100 times x is 100. If I divide both sides by 100, just like we have been doing for the last couple of days in Unit 3 when we saw proportions, that'll tell me that x is 5, which proves, hey, 25% of 20 is 5, just like my question said at the beginning. Okay, there are 3 different kinds of problems that we're going to solve in this mini lesson. We're going to find the part, we're going to find the percent, and we're going to find the total. Okay, each time I'm going to do one example, and then I'm going to ask you to tell Edpuzzle what you think number 2 is in each section, and then that'll be the end of the notes for the day. I don't want you to do any other math after that. Okay, Lisa Paraboom, did you hear that, Cameron Lanier? You hear that, Julie Altieri? That's right. I just want you to do 2 problems in each section and then stop. Okay, so to find the part, you can use that same proportion like we said earlier. Okay, and one of these parts will be missing. In fact, it'll be this part that'll be missing in these kinds of problems. So these kinds of problems will say, hey, 80% of 20 is what? The word of usually indicates to you that that is the whole. So if 80% is my percentage, I'm going to put 80 over 100 because all percents are out of 100. And I'm trying to solve for 80% of 20. So I don't know the part, but I do know the whole. I'm going to cross multiply. 100 times x is 100x. 80 times 20 is 1600. When you divide both sides by 100, you can determine that x is worth 16. So 16 is 80% of 20, just like we were trying to find from the very beginning. Okay, that was one example of finding the part. Edpuzzle is going to ask you what you think 18% of 150 is. Go. Awesome job. Edpuzzle should have told you if you were right or wrong. So now you can move on to this one. This one's going to ask us to find the percent. So in these kinds of problems, the percentage will be missing. It'll say, hey, 45 is what percent of 90? So we're going to set up a ratio that says 45 of 90. That's one ratio for us. And we're going to try to solve for what percent. So we're solving for the percent. That means I need another ratio that says x out of 100 because all percentages are out of 100. You cross multiply and divide. 90 times x is 90x. 100 times 45 is 4,500. You divide both sides by 90 because that's what's being multiplied by x. And you get a number just like 50%. It says what percent. So you need to include that percent symbol there, okay, as your units for that one. Tell Edpuzzle what you think 20 is of 60. What percent 20 is of 60? Awesome job. Yet again, we're going to move on to the next and final example. where you might be asked to find the total or the whole or the of. Okay, so you might see a problem that says 12 is 8% of what? That of should indicate to you that you don't know the whole yet. Okay, and you did get a number that said 8%. Percentage are out of 100. It says 12 is 8%. 12 and 8% should be on the same line. I'm trying to solve for the whole. I don't know what percent. I don't know what 12 is 8% of. So I'm going to cross multiply. 8 times x is 8x, and 100 times 12 is 1200. I'm about to sneeze. It's right there. No, it's not. Yes. Oh, gosh. Bless you, Mr. Allred. Oh, thanks, kids. I really appreciate it. All right. You cross multiply. Got 8x equals 1200. Divide both sides by 8. You divide both sides by 8, and 1200 divided by 8 is, yep, math is hard. 1200 divided by 8 is 150. So you know that 12 is 8% of 150. Tell that puzzle what you think number 2 is, and it's going to tell you if you're right or wrong. And then that way you'll know that you can do each of those problems correctly, okay? And you're not going to do any more math. Please, please, please don't do any more math, because then I won't have anything for you to do tomorrow in class, okay? We'll look at these word problems tomorrow in class, and then we'll have a great time together, just like we always do in my math class. Of all the students I've ever taught, you are one of them. Make it a great day or not. The choice is yours. Goodbye.